Welcome.
Welcome.
Let's see. The name the name of this live stream is Origins of Inspiration. And I called it that because earlier we were having conversation about just stuff that's going on in life. And then Del, you're like, oh, that's some content. And it's like, oh yeah. Just comes from life. What was your content worthy experience?
I don't even remember what happened, but by you talking about it and asking the question to me, I'm just gonna talk for whatever comes out. And now that I'm starting to go back into that again, was thinking about how life is context, how the experience of what we have is always context, meaning context for us to be able to experience it and work through whatever is in front of us, but then it's context to be able to help give the information to somebody else who may be in similar situations to help guide them. So it's sort of like a co-creation, help us help others by helping ourselves. So that's what I was talking about.
Got it. There's just one big cycle, one big circle.
You can look at it that way, or it's just we're just experiencing. And one of the best things, and a lot of teachers say it, one of the most beautiful things to do that brings excitement to us is to be able to serve others and do something that can help somebody else. That's like one of the best selfless and most powerful things. No matter what mood you're in, you could be in an upset mood, you go help somebody or have that intention of helping somebody, and you actually do help somebody, it helps uplift you. It's like raising the water, the collective water, so all the boats can rise, as Steve Hardison would say.
What you were saying earlier makes me think of the experience being experienced by the experiencer, experiencing the experience.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. It's simultaneously being everything that infinite, all that into one. It's like the pooper pooping.
So are you the poop and the pooper?
Well, technically, yeah, the poop is coming out of you, so it's you releasing, and also, but you're the person that's pushing it out. But then you're also the thing that co-created all this stuff that's ready to be released from you.
I think we've talked about poop on each of the lives so far.
Yeah, that's because I just took a pretty good one.
There's something that I experienced today that was really interesting. And it was I bought something. And after I bought the thing, then I had this choice. I was like, oh, well, I could feel guilty about buying this thing, or I could feel grateful. And in that moment, I was like, well, I get that this is a choice, but there's one of those feelings that's really present for me right now. And I was like, well, what do I do with that? Does that mean that that's the feeling that I'm supposed to be feeling? Is that the feeling that is giving me information about what just happened, like maybe saying I shouldn't have bought it. And I sat just like in that moment with those two feelings, the one that was most prevalent at the moment and the one that was not so prevalent at the moment, but I still understood was a choice. And then the more I sat with it, the more I realized that even though there was one feeling that was more prevalent, that the other one was still equally a choice. That
Yeah.
just because that one feeling was present at the moment, it didn't even really mean anything. So it was really cool. Eventually, I shifted over to the other one because it was my choice. So it was a really interesting moment that shed a light on a lot of things.
Yeah. That's profound. Information, received information and decided to shift your free will and choice to whatever information you decided to do it. Mm, that's pretty good. So
But I
shifting your focus. Go ahead.
no you.
No, I was just gonna say shifting your focus to allow the energy to go to something else. That's all I was about to say. What was you about to say?
I was gonna say that the information that I was receiving wasn't about the situation. It was just about the vibration that I was at.
Your vibration gives you the information on that vibration, that frequency.
So it like almost had nothing to do with the circumstance itself, which was really interesting.
Yeah. I wonder, is this a pondering thought that like whatever vibration that you're at or frequency, no matter what shows up to you, you'll look at that from that frequency. And then that goes back to what we were talking about yesterday about perception and perspective. So I wonder if the vibration and frequency where you're at also plays a role in that way that you're going to perceive things or have your perspective about things.
Well, we're just talking about like the difference between the experience and the experiencer. So the vibration is is the experience, I guess. I guess the experiencer can change vibrations.
Yeah, I
Let's
like
see.
that because it's like you're sharing like the way that you see it, and as you're sharing it, I'm starting to get even deeper into this on my end, like for my own views about stuff, and it goes back to what I was talking about the infinite being it all. So for me, and I was having a conversation about this earlier today with someone, but it's about this energy and how we morph this energy to whatever we want it to be or whatever we perceive it to be. And this person was telling me how this situation that he had, it brought up some energy in him that he first was shaming himself because his energy started to come up, but the way he shamed it because it got morphed into just thoughts that he felt that wasn't good thoughts to have. But by talking to him, I said, let's give yourself the permission that to allow yourself to like have whatever's happening right now. And then from there, it allowed that part of what he thought was wrong to shift into just a powerful energy that he did have. And we came to this profound revelation, which was pretty cool. And it's like how this energy based upon different like frequencies you're at, so like a lower frequency, lower vibration energy is going to be morphed into something or potentially morph into something, whatever it could be perceived negative. experiences, whatever. But then you use the same energy. It's powerful in that way, but bring it up to a higher frequency, higher vibration, and use it up in a higher vibration, and it allows like a higher space of like co-creation, creativity, all that, whatever. Could go through the list of those things, but it was pretty cool to talk about that, because in a lower vibration, it'll still come out the same way as it would be like in higher vibrational thing, and then it's going to morph into whatever it's going to come out as. Could be projection or anger or stress and worry, frustration, all these different things, compared to like when you really bring it up here. And then so from that, I intuitively just got some guidance to tell him, and even for myself, I was like, oh, I'm going to start using that more, of being able to just accept that energy or whatever it could be. Let's say like you're angry, so like, you have all this anger or stress or whatever, to be able to accept it, that you're feeling that now you're no longer fighting it. You actually are accepting the moment of this anger, but then you sit with it, and then it shifts, because it's like, instead of like, I got all this anger in me, I have all this energy in me, and to be able to sit with it and move the energy up your, well, we do practice every day of moving energy up our spines and stuff, but moving that energy all the way up into the third eye, and let it go into there and see what happens.
Totally. We have a comment from Garrett. It says, when you find your tribe and raise your vibe.
That's what a lot of people are doing now, raising their vibe, getting their, or finding their tribe as well.
What you were saying before, that just reminds me of like the fact that all of the sensations that we have in our nervous system is just electricity.
Bzz. Yeah, electrons. It makes sense. And I always forget this teacher. That was the one I mentioned to you with transcendental meditation, but it was breaking down like cells and like physical matter and stuff, and it was starting to get into electricity part of stuff, like when you get deeper and deeper into it, and then eventually gets into that space of the, I call it infinite consciousness, that space of the void. It finally gets to there, and then from there it goes from like the electrons and zzz, boom, and then it comes to physical form. It's really cool, because it's like every single thing you look at was first in there, and then it came out.
Totally. David Lynch.
There
right?
we go. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that I used my mantra today for the first time in a while.
How was it?
It was good. I went to get a massage and a facial with my cousin, and the massage and the facial took 2 hours. So it was like just time to just be. So what I did when the massage first started, like I probably had like 15 minutes or so of just like chatter. And then I was just thinking to myself, well, what would I like, for this experience to be like? So then I just started playing around. I was like, well, do I want to just be in silence? I mean, there's like, the little ambient music in the background.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, what I felt called to do was to use the mantra, the TM mantra that I got. And what I like about the practice is that like it doesn't make thoughts like wrong. Like the point of it is to like literally it's like you're cleaning the like consciousness channel. So it was like, so what ended up happening is that I would use the mantra and then like some thoughts would come up and I'd be like, oh, okay, great. And then go back to the mantra and then some more thoughts would come up and be like, oh, okay, great. And then just go back. And it was like, it felt like my my mental space and my heart space were just in harmony, like they were dancing. You know, it didn't feel like, oh my gosh, it has to be silence, or oh my gosh, I need to control this. It was
Yeah.
just like, it's just like an elegant dance, just back and forth and back and forth. And it was a really, really amazing experience
Yeah.
for 2 hours.
Yeah. You had a mystical experience. And probably the 2 hours, did it go slow or did it go fast when you
It
was
was
like in
so
that state?
fast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was like fast and slow at the same time. Like in the
Yeah.
moment, it was slow. And then like at the end of it, I was like, whoa, what happened to all of that time? It was like I was there and I was not there.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
he was talking about how using, or I guess using some type of modality like that, the more you use it on a like consistent basis, the more reality starts to like shift even more. I mean, all the teachers say the same thing, but the way of that is pretty profound, like the transcendental meditation, and really, like you said, how you integrated your mind and your heart. That's something that not that many people talk about like shutting down your mind, killing your ego.
Hmm. I think that like it's really interesting that like that it seems like that like paradigm, you know, like killing the ego like exists in the world of like right and wrong or good and bad. And
Oh
it's like
yeah.
there's there's you know, it's like in the world of A and B, you know, good and bad. It's like just choose what you want. Or just be.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many more choices than that, and even those choices are made up. It's like who decided what right is? Who decided what wrong is? Who decided what good is? Who decided what bad is?
Concepts, people,
It's all made
people.
up.
Yeah. People decide what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. And it's like in a world of unconditional love and infinite, it's all perfect because it's all just playing out. We're just playing a part. I think that's like the fun. That's the funniest thing of like how we all just play a part in this, and it's life unfolding. Every moment is always expanding. Even when we fall asleep, is always expanding. But then, like when we're moving around, we're moving to like play in this expansion of collective consciousness that's happening. And once we just get out the way and allow life to unfold, it gets more fun because then you get to like really have fun with life compared to like fighting and things like that, and fighting against like what is right now. And that's a thing. Yeah, I made a video. I posted a video on Instagram about that today, about trying to control your thoughts
Hmm.
type of thing. Because that's another conversation I had about some thoughts. Because like, oh my god, like I'm having all these. I was talking to somebody. I like to have confidentiality, so that's why I said I'm talking to somebody. But when I was talking to them, they mentioned to me how like just their thoughts just run rampant. The thoughts all the time. Like I'm thinking this, thinking this about this situation, thinking this and this and this and this. Was that? Oh my god! Like it's getting frustrating because I'm having all these thoughts. I was like, good. You're having all these thoughts. Let them be for a little bit. And like I really tried it. Like okay, when you try something, just like accept the thoughts that are happening to you right now and just let them be. let them happen. And the person did it, and by letting them just happen, now you able to detach yourself from the thoughts and you just see the show of what's happening. But I gave an example. I'm like, a lot of times we let our thoughts control us based upon like our stories and things, and then we start playing in our thoughts out based upon these stories and information we got, because we think that what our mind is telling us is the truth about how things are and stuff. And like we just have all these crazy stories that happen based upon our experience and our conditioning and what happened to us in life, compared to like, especially dealing with other people, somebody may react a certain way. And it's so, that's the cool thing about life, because it's always unfolding and expanding, and moments happen to like help each other expand. And like one person could do one thing and it's a complete different intention, but like for this other person, they may have had experience in their childhood, what's usually what it is, that that moment sparked that childhood memory. Like, you get upset about it, and you think like the person's doing the same thing, compared to this having a conversation with the person and it debunks it. And that's what I was talking to that person about. I'm like, every single moment, just having a conversation right from the gate, it helps you to like stop your stories that you're having in your mind about things,
Mm.
and really just be able to do that. And also like for me, uh, especially when I meditate, my first intention of meditate, and that's why I get excited for meditation now too, because I know that okay, the light show's gonna go on, meaning the thoughts are gonna run rampant, and I just let them like, it's sort of like opening the gate and let your dog like woo, like go out and play. So I'm like, okay, let's go out and play, guys, and I just sit back and just allow them to do it. And I just know that the dogs come out initially to like bark and play, pee, poop, whatever they do outside, and like playing in this consciousness of what I am. But eventually the dogs like sit down, they lie down, they calm down. I'm not forcing the dogs to calm down and stuff. I know that eventually they will, the longer that I just be and just allow what shows up to show up. And then from there, that's when they get silent, and then boop, like you mentioned before, the channel. Then you get into that channel, and then that's when like all the fun goes down. And especially now with meditation, as meditation is so much fun because I don't need the meditation to be a certain way. I am the meditation being the way. So no matter what's going on around me, I'm able to just like allow it, because it's like the dogs just having fun, and actually I love it because it's like energy everywhere that's happening, authentic love and energy.
Totally. Like the dance, that I was talking about between like the heart and the head. And I also experienced that like with, like with other people, like in this conversation. It's like I'm I'm just talking and you're just talking. And then I'll talk and then you'll talk. And it's like there's no, oh no, but wait, let me, it's like it's just a dance. It's just flowing.
Yeah, that's co-creation. Not, I don't have an agenda. I don't have a point that I want to get across. I'm not trying to force anything. I'm just being, and just seeing what happens from here. But also, what I'm doing now is I'm just speaking whatever comes up, just saying it. Blah. It was funny because somebody that we just got booked for our podcast for an upcoming episode, that was asking me, like, is there any like questions that get sent over leading the podcast? I was like, no questions. We're just gonna have a conversation. And usually this conversation that we're having, what's been happening lately, is just a magical conversation. We just show up, we talk, and just go from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm excited for our upcoming episodes. We have we have some interesting people, I would say, from all different walks of life, which is pretty cool. It's like it's really cool. We have our show, Our Daily Magic, and we want to showcase some magic, and just being able to showcase these different magics and how people really stepped in to who they are now. It's gonna be pretty cool just to like hear these different stories. But like I was saying, the people that booked, I said I'm excited for myself as well because I was like, I get to learn some new stuff. I said, of course, it's for the audience and stuff, but it's for me too.
Right. And I just found out some magical news that so we haven't had our intro on the show for like the past couple of shows. And coincidentally, synchronistically, today I just discovered something.
What?
That my brother happens to be a genius when it comes to making beats.
Okay.
So he's gonna send us some things for us to review. And he offered that we could use it for the podcast.
Which brother? Baby?
Charlie.
Big. Uncle Charlie.
Uncle Charlie. I'm committed to letting him grow up.
No. Can you imagine like him? I was just like imagine him like in his like 30s or 40s, baby. Like I'm a bird. I just said that when I was younger. I'm not big. I'm grown. Little 9, 10-year-old me. I'm grown. Whatever. I do what I want. I'm grown.
And now look at you. You actually are.
No, I'm young now. I'm a kid. It's so funny. I said it to Jaden before, and like I was like, you'll understand later. Cause he's like, he mentioned to me before how he's like, I can't wait to be an adult and work. I say, yeah, really?
Mm-hmm.
Ask your mom about that. How it is to be an adult, and like, but like, I told him I was like, you have a pretty like a good thing right now, meaning like all he has to worry about right now is learning, go to school and learn. But even like him, because he's a free soul kid, an open-minded kid. So like for him, he just wants to have fun. And it's totally fine. That's a kid. A kid wants to have fun. So and like the constructs of school is like it's interesting because like kids are learning about like fractions and all these other stuff. And like for me, in my mind, like I haven't used a fraction at all since school. Like I haven't used any fractions. I haven't used trigonometry since I took trigonometry. I use addition and things like that, but even now it's more effortless. You got a calculator that can do this. So it's very interesting, like how they're still teaching stuff that are not going to be used when they get older. And that's what I was wondering, like, when are you going to start teaching like kids how to connect to themselves and like find out who they are and be able to integrate that, find out like what really sets their soul on fire, and to be able to like do stuff to facilitate that and allow the kid to grow with that from a young age until an adult. Like if a kid wanted to be, let's say like a drummer or something, like focus on that, things like that. But I from listen, damn, I keep forgetting this guy's name again. The transcendental meditation guy, David Lynch. But hearing what he said, like for his foundation, what they did was did transcendental meditation for kids in the school that they went to. That area it was like a bad school, like test wise and behavior wise. And what they implemented was 20 minutes of meditation in the morning, 20 minutes of meditation in the afternoon. And from there, has been like drastic changes, like students' grades shifted. There's less anger. They're more playful and things like that. It made me wonder. I'm like, I wonder if his school has like implemented meditations for kids. Which, while I'm talking about it, it's going to be something I'm about to ask about and see what happens.
Got it.
Yeah, because imagine at a young age you're learning how to connect with yourself and really be with yourself as a kid. So you're not an adult trying to be with everybody else because you're not ready to like really be with yourself. So you want to distract yourself with others.
Feeling complete?
Yeah.
It's a great combo, as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for those of you who are here listening.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you for sharing.
Hey. Hey.
Rashida, I feel honored. I'm being shouted out by a celebrity on here.
Yeah.
So is she still there? Is she still there?
I don't know.
Are you still there, Rashida? I got a question for you if you are.
Yep.
So, when are you going to be a guest on our podcast? I would love to have her on the show. It'll be a fun ass conversation.
Agreed.
This woman is powerful, like powerful. I still remember the time when we met her in person. Well, when I met her for the first time, and already like I just saw her energy just morph to like this powerful goddess warrior with a spear. And it made sense that like I just read recently about that tribe of women that had the spear with the crystal spears, that like some powerful badass women. I'm like, yeah. And I could see Rashida leading them because she's just powerful. Yes, let's get it.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh,
I know, right?
Yeah. Like that, right? Yeah, I'm in her world right now. I'm in your world. I still like the fact how I got the hoodie, the Cold World hoodie, and that was like months before we crossed paths for the first time. And every time I was like, it's like the universe speaking to me, like, okay, you're about to enter a cold world.
Yeah, it was a little hint.
Yeah. And then you were Delaware.
Yep. Too funny. All right. Okay. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, it's past your bedtime.
It is.
Yeah.
And this was great.
Yeah. And now we got a powerful guest coming. So let's get that in the works.
Yep. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Right now we're booked until November, so get it.
Yep. All right. Live tomorrow. See everybody then. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
You can even hop on one of these lives with us. Yeah. Would you be interested in hopping on one of these lives with us? Have a conversation?
Of course. We'll hook it up.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Mwah. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.